Hi, my name's Master 101.
I have a gun.
No, he doesn't. And this is the We Shit Talk Jimmy Neutron's Variety Hour.
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron's a cunt. And if you've ever heard the McSpanky's skeet claps back, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, have Nick link it 32 times?
I mean, I'll link it like when I upload it.
Anyway, something went wrong.
Oh no, is this gonna be a narrative platformer shit?
Invisible.
Oh well.
The ring,
Nah, it'll be alright.
scattering
It's still a
coloured shards
platform.
far and wide. I stayed at home for many weeks, watching, waiting, existing.
Back it up.
I couldn't speak
Go
to you,
diggity.
nor interact.
Diggity.
Okay, we're gonna take a moment to bump down a couple of things, just the audio real fast, just so we can't hear you talk. There we go.
In the mono world. So I left. I left for the university where I
Back it up. Diggity. 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 Back it up. Diggity.
Back it up. Back it down. Back it loose that time.
Diggity. Diggity. Back it up. Diggity, bitch.
Are you having a fun time?
Digga 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 digga.
Are you having fun?
Digga 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 digga. Diggersby is a
Whoa,
shit.
hey there.
Diggersby is shit Pokemon. Why does he exist?
Wait, which one?
Diggersby.
You mean Digsby?
Diggersby. The fucking rabbit.
Oh! Oh, I thought you were talking about the, Which one did I think you were talking about? I thought you were talking about the, the drill, like the drilling mole Pokemon.
No, I'm talking about the rabbit that's like, he's fat and has poop, like, facial hair.
The guy who
His
looks
ears
like...
are like fucking shovels or some shit.
The guy who looks like he's supposed to be in like an 80s porn parody where the guy who's fucking is a construction worker.
We have pointed to the sky and declared it.
Huh.
You know what I'm talking about?
What?
What?
Huh?
Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Shut up.
The Supreme Court ruled today Native American reservations are no longer self ruling.
Hey, fuck them.
They're no longer self-autonomous. And are... Yeah. So that violates, like, every fucking treaty ever written.
Yeah.
In South Korea, is famous for their luxury food and is often used as a gift.
Yeah, okay, so I think you already know the answer to this on why they think like why they think spam is a luxury item, and especially like in some like Asian countries. Like I feel like you already know the answer.
It's canned meat.
I mean, yes, it's canned meat, but also blame America.
Yeah. Freed African Americans who were resettled in Liberia ended up oppressing Native Liberians in a similar way to how they were mistreated in the USA, including establishing plantations and having slaves. Huh.
Scary.
That and an alternate unused ending of John the same, in which R.J. McCready escaped to another research station, took a blood test to prove that he was human.
Huh. Oh, the thing, do you mean Among Us Classic Edition?
When you enter a cave,
MIT engineers made first ever plane with no moving parts, but using electricity to ionize the air.
you discard the
That sounds crazy.
Don't you think instead the cave will be full of surprises? I ask for you.
In 1983, NFL's back Joe Delaney sacrificed to save 3 children from drowning. His number was unofficially retired by the team and a statue was put up in his hometown.
R.I.P.
There is an epidemic of the bubonic plague in San Francisco in the early 20th century, but now by the state government and racism caused people to focus on Chinatown residents. There was a brief mulberry tree bubble in the United States in hopes of producing silk domestically. Mulberry tree prices rose from $4 per 100 to in 1834 to $30 in 1836 until blights and panic made the bubble burst by 1840.
I feel like mulberries are the worst berry, you know?
The color magenta doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, no, it isn't magenta like it's a color between colors.
Yeah, it doesn't match any like wavelength of light, and it's a shade you perceive, which is a trick of your brain.
Yeah, like magenta is supposed to be like a purple, it's supposed to be like a red. What's the word? A red blue hue, right? Like a darker purple.
Think so.
Interesting.
Rami Malek. Okay, so I know what it is. So, your brain, when it's trying to perceive magenta, well, it sees magenta as halfway between red and blue, but it can't be green because green is something that already exists. And like you see a lot of green things, so your brain perceives something that's outside the wavelengths of red and blue on the other side of the spectrum as a mixture of the two, despite it being like, because it isn't like, because the color spectrum isn't like doesn't loop back around, but your brain makes magenta to have it back around.
Interesting.
Rami Malek started his by paying $2,000 to deliver 3 lines of Gilmore, which took him forever to pay off.
Do you know that the German name for like Ocarina of Time? Do you know that the German translation is Legend of Zelda, the Tootin' Flutin'?
Huh? Did not know that.
I don't think it's exactly like that. I feel like, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think it's a random fact. I just made some.
Oh, okay, what are facts but just made up things? That's not true. No, okay, but let's be honest. The German language, kind of weird.
Yeah. Tom Cruise went to seminary school to become a Catholic priest, until he was booted for stealing the priest's booze.
Interesting.
Tom Cruise is a shit person.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is a nutcase. He's a bad person.
Potatoes can have fruits, and they are highly poisonous.
Ooh, potato fruit sounds forbidden.
HIV disproportionately affects women.
Why is that?
I don't know. Human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, is a global infectious disease threat that disproportionately affects women beyond social political factors, biology, and gender difference, have identified that lead different disease courses and outcomes in men and women. Following HIV type 1, seroconversion women have up to a 40% lower HIV loads and higher CD4 T cell counts than men. However, the same level of virulence progression to AIDS is faster in women. After an adjustment for viral load, HIV positive women also display increased levels of generalized immunoactivation and experience consequences of elevated inflammatory activity more frequently than part of these observations linked to sex-based differences in innate immunity and the differential ability of plasmatoid dendritic cells to produce interferon specific stimulation of toll-like receptor 7 and upregulation of infernon-stimulated genes play a central role. Peer-reviewed knowledge of Gav's therein regarding sex-based differences in HIV-1 pathogenesis. The immunoactivation, HIV sec, inferon alpha SSG activation.
Oh, of
I'm
course. It
sure that
makes
I do.
so
I mean,
much sense now.
you're reading this letter, or at least I hope you are. I'm sorry, but
Samantha Tribble
on this strange
was forcibly imprisoned in a mental health clinic aiming to obtain her insurance payouts. She sued them and partially won.
Neat.
One of the early directors of the Veterans Bureau stole over $2 million from it under President G. Harding. Harding had to be physically stopped from strangling Forbes when the corruption came to light.
Ouch.
Money Talks was AC/DC's high song Hot 100, peaking at number 23. The awarding of the as at four colleges has been increased by 5 to 6% per decade since 1960, and A is now the most common grade, accounting for around 42% of all grades, with the C's being the next highest.
Well, you know what they say. C's get degrees. Oh, wait, they don't.
There's a Peppa Pig episode that is banned in Australia for saying spiders can't hurt,
They can, though.
especially in Australia.
Yeah, like, aren't there, like, only a certain amount of poison spiders in the world, and all of them exist in, like, basically almost all of them exist in Australia?
Well, not really. There's like the Black Widow that exists in North America, not Australia. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Where like the vast majority of them exist. The Mackinac Bridge is perhaps the most famous bridge in Michigan. At 5 miles long, is one of the longest suspension bridges in the world and offers amazing views of the surrounding area, next the upper and lower peninsulas of Michigan. At what point do you just give like the upper peninsula to Canada?
I don't know.
It's like not even connected to the rest of the United States. Pink Panthers are an international jewel thief network responsible for a number of robberies and thefts described as some of the most audacious and challenging in the history of organized crime. The organization has roughly 800 men, women, core members, many of whom are ex-soldiers.
Wait, are they still a thing, or?
Yeah, they're still a thing.
Huh. Huh, interesting.
They've only officially had they were unofficial and then they became official in 2003.
Okay. Now, please tell me why was the Pink Panther cartoon named after the Pink Panther? Like, it's just because reasons.
I think it's just a reason to.
All right.
The university garden.
Japanese women are expected to
Orange light when I
be colleagues on Valentine's Day as part of tradition
Summer had come
Giri
and
Choco,
gone,
literally obligation chocolates. Men are
Yeah.
supposed to reciprocate on the 14th of March on White Day, an event deemed
when a cool
burned up by
breeze
chocolate makers in the 1980s to boost sales.
page escaped my reach and took flight.
Yeah.
A
That's
man not much older than myself chased after it, catching it on his third or fourth attempt.
White Day's a weird concept. I mean, it's not a weird concept, but it's yeah. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
The Choctaw people raised around $140 in aid to the Irish people during the Great Irish Famine, which killed a million people. Queen Victoria, whose personal wealth was at the time over 500 million, sent 2,000.
Fuck her and fuck the British, because the Irish potato famine wasn't a famine; it was human
For
death.
starvation.
Yep.
Because they made the entire Irish population subsist off of a single crop.
Yep. And the ones that they could send out, they made send out.
Yeah.
Fuck the British.
So they made the entire Irish economy, because everything else, cattle and stuff, was exported to England. So inside of Ireland, the entire economy ran off a singular thing, like a monocrop.
Once again, fuck the
A
British.
similar way to like how Venezuela's collapsed when collapsed, as it was. It wasn't like they're similar in like the effects. They weren't like similar in like why they existed, but like basically Venezuela as a communist country, well, a heavily socialist country, um, was trying to do all these like social aid programs. And they were somewhat successful at it, but they were forced because of global economies and the West constant interference that they couldn't subsist off of a variety of exports. The only thing they could reliably export was oil. So that's where 99% of their revenue came from.
Ew.
And then the oil market crashed.
Oil market.
The northernmost point of land on Earth is a small island off the coast of Greenland at 8342, named after its latitude of 83 degrees and 42 minutes north. But its official recognition is still pending due to its very small size.
Interesting.
There is the Ibadan Forest of Horrors, whose body parts were harvested and sold for ritual sacrifice.
I'm sorry, the Forest of what?
Forest of Horror.
Oh, Forest of Horror. Zero, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought you said Forest of Horrors.
Poverty Point is a prehistoric earthwork construction by the Poverty Point culture located in present-day northern Louisiana between 1700 and 1100 BCE.
Ew.
Speaking of Louisiana, another thing the Supreme Court did today was they allowed the Louisiana Republicans redrew all the districts in Louisiana like earlier last year, and it got struck down by like district courts for being like because the way they drew it was they basically linked all of the major cities in Louisiana together in one district, so that
Ew.
only one district was blue and the rest of the districts were red.
Ew.
Yeah, of like the 12 districts, one was blue because it included all the major cities. And so they did that. And it was struck down by like regional court. And the Supreme Court decided to uphold it.
Fucking disgusting.
I can send you a picture.
This is worse than your typical gerrymandering. This is advanced gerrymandering.
I like how Supreme Courts usually like get like one thing done a week, but
But
lately they've been just hammering it out. Which
yeah,
means
like
that bureaucracy is more than capable of doing things in a timely manner, so long as it all fucking hurts everyone else. Like just fucking
yeah,
sucks.
yeah, just like as you were saying, like they're usually able like it takes a while for them to do anything. That's just how the fucking Supreme Court's always been. But now it's just like, hey, let's fucking step on everybody's rights
Let's
right now.
steamroll right through.
Yeah, let's do the world's shittiest speedrun.
Yeah, this map includes Baton Rouge and New Orleans in the same district.
Not Baton Rouge. Okay, how do we do this? Oh wait, I can't really look at it right now because I'm playing. And I'll look at it on my phone real fast just to... Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. What was it originally?
Hang on. former Louisiana district. This is what it used to be. Hello?
I'm still here. Sorry, I'm counting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, so it used to be 8, but now it's basically just 2, isn't it?
Pretty much. Well, the new one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, it used to be 8, now it's 6.
Ew. Okay. Well, it's been 20 minutes, and I think now would be a good time to call the episode on that awful fact. awful fact. What the fuck am I saying? Anyway, are you good to call the episode?
Yep.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Bye.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you think Jack Black really likes sucking on toes.